Hello and welcome back to my shop. Thanks for tuning in. In today's episode, we're going to take a look at this new saw I purchased. We're going to look at how to set it up, how to make sure it's cutting square, and how to fix it if it's not cutting square. This saw is not new to the market by any means. It's a DeWalt 12-inch sliding compound miter box. I've wanted one of these for years, but I've always been a little too cheap to buy one. They're normally about 600 bucks, but they must be running a special. I've seen it at multiple stores, including Amazon, for about $400 right now. And because my teenage son happens to work at one of the local retailers, I got another 20% off of that price. Meaning I paid about 320 bucks for this $600 saw. I couldn't pass that deal up. The plan for today is to remove this old 10-inch Craftsman miter box that I've had for probably 20 plus years now. I'm going to put that DeWalt saw right on this mobile base. I'll probably use it like that for a little while, but what I'm really envisioning is at some point that's going to replace this radial arm saw altogether. I'll remove this mobile base, I'll remove the radial arm saw, and build one workstation completely around that saw. So let's get this opened up and see what we're working with. So this is the DeWalt DWS779 is the model number. They also make a 780, which is, from what I understand, almost an identical saw, but they offer a light that shines down on your workpiece, and it's a little lighter. Those features are probably great for a job site, but for me, it's going to be just in my workshop. I don't do any work on job sites anymore. I don't need to lug this around. So spending the extra money just didn't make sense for me. So I just need to take my old saw, pull off those quick release clamps, and mount those on the new saw. I'm guessing you don't need a real tutorial about how to loosen a couple of bolts, so I'll buzz through this real fast. First, we're going to check the bevel. Use a small square or speed square and just check this against the blade. As you can see here, the top of my saw needs to tip to the right. The bolt for adjusting the bevel is the top bolt on the left-hand side. Using a 1/2-inch wrench, make small adjustments until it's just right. And when you're happy with your adjustments, readjust these red indicators to read exactly 0. This saw is also equipped with stops to make bevel cuts at 45 degrees on both left and right sides. These adjustments can be made with bolts found on the left and right side of the saw. Now that we've got the bevel set up to cut nice and square, now we need to make sure that the miter cuts square. That would be the horizontal direction. To do that, there's a couple different ways you can do it. We're going to do it first by taking a piece of plywood, make a cut, and just check it with a framing square. This is going to get us actually really close. But then I'm going to do another check to see if we can dial it down and just see how perfect we can get it. For that, I'm going to make a 5-cut method. What that means is I'm going to take a piece of plywood and we're going to make 5 cuts. We're going to make 1, 2, 3, 4, come back to the start for the 5th cut. That 5th cut, we're going to take the cut off and measure that with a caliper and see just how parallel the cut is. The closer to parallel that is, the closer to perfect the cut is. Well, let's take a look at that. Just for reference, I put a couple of black X's on the corner that I'm cutting. This cut actually looks really good. Now let's try the 5-cut method and see just how perfect it really is. You might notice as I'm making these cuts, it's not cutting very parallel with the existing plywood. This piece was not even close to square when I started it. This actually just came out of some packaging, so it looks like it's cutting really bad, but it's not as bad as it looks. All right, time to see how well this is set up from the factory. .070, 2.052. So about 18 thousandths in roughly 4 feet of cut. I think I can live with that. If yours needs adjustment, you loosen these 4 screws and just turn the entire carriage. Now that we've got the saw all squared up, it's ready to get put straight to work. I was pleasantly surprised at how well that miter was adjusted from the factory. I anticipated having to make some adjustments there, but really, that's about as good as it's ever going to get. If you are looking to purchase one of these saws, like I said, I found mine at a local retailer, and I've seen that this sale is going on at multiple retailers, including Amazon. If you are going to purchase one of these, it would greatly help my channel if you would use the link in the description below. By using that link, you're going to get the same price you otherwise would, but I'll make a small commission off those billionaires at Amazon. Hopefully you found this information useful. Hopefully you can use it at your shop when you're setting up your saw. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and really, even if you didn't, please like and subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.